What's going on, you guys? This is your second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update for Sunday, October the 11th. Hope you guys are doing well today. Lots of updates for you guys. I feel like this saga just never seems to end. It's like a soap opera, kind of like, maybe not a soap opera, kind of like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But instead of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it's more like Keeping Up with the Pelosis or Keeping Up with the Mnuchins. Anyway, we've got updates from President Trump, Steve Mnuchin. We've also got updates from Larry Kudlow, senior White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow. Very good news. A lot of you guys were thinking or concerned about the stimulus being dead leading up to the November elections. What can we do between now and then? And, a lot apparently can be done. And President Trump is looking to, kind of swing for the fences on this one. So I'm going to share all of these details with you guys today. But first, if you guys could do me a favor and go ahead and smash that like button. It does take me a lot of time to put all of this information together, to be able to share this information with you in a very succinct and halfway entertaining way. So if you guys could smash that like button for me, I would totally appreciate that. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do so. We cover all things, including personal finance, investing, how to generate more money, and of course, stimulus check updates. Many people have reached out to me and left comments in previous videos asking, hey, Ron, do you think that stimulus checks are still possible for the American people? And to be quite honest with you guys, yes, I do think that stimulus checks are definitely still possible. Now, the timeline is obviously very vague on that. However, there is one quick excerpt that I did want to share with you guys that came out from White House Chief Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow this morning, that, where he speaks specifically on the White House's standpoint on stimulus checks and the next stimulus package. So let me just share that with you guys right now.
My Democratic friends, Speaker Pelosi and so forth, we're asking for some targeted areas of assistance that would help this recovery. It is a V-shaped recovery, but there are key areas that could help. One, let's add on to unemployment assistance. The president's executive order is not going to go forever. Two, everybody in the world wants additional loans to small business. They will be forgivable loans, the so-called PPP program. Those are things that everybody absolutely wants. Number three, the president is in favor of direct mail checks to provide, again, some more temporary economic assistance. We are in a very strong rebound. I hope we get to that later. But the fact is, these are simple things. They have bipartisan support. We could do it as standalone bills or an omnibus bill or whatever, but I do not understand the intransigence from my Democratic friends.
And so Larry Kudlow just confirmed this morning with what I just shared with you that the White House is still in support of additional stimulus checks to the American people, and they're willing to support this, whether that be through, one large stimulus package or through a smaller standalone stimulus package for the American people. So in this update, I wanted to cover the fact that, number one, President Trump has been all over the board over the past, 7 days at a minimum with regard to stimulus checks. And what we found is that President Trump literally canceled stimulus checks altogether earlier this week. And this was shortly after being released from the hospital. And then later on that night, he basically said, hey, we'll make an exception for airlines and for small businesses. And then later on, he sent out another tweet basically, saying that he wanted to, still provide stimulus checks to the American people. Now, as of Friday, President Trump signed off on a $1.8 trillion stimulus package. Now, this $1.8 trillion stimulus package was the largest stimulus package that we had seen from the Senate Republicans since this negotiation has been going on. Now, once that $1.8 trillion stimulus package was signed and approved by President Trump, this actually signified the largest stimulus package from the Senate Republicans that we've seen since the CARES Act was approved. And so this actually closed the gap in terms of negotiations between the House of Representatives and the Senate, more narrow and closer than we had ever seen negotiations in the past. But in spite of all this, in spite of the fact that this was the biggest stimulus package we've seen, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi went ahead and shot it down. On Saturday, she actually called the counter offer that President Trump made on Friday as being insufficient. And according to her, it amounted to one step forward and two steps back in terms of negotiations. She said, at this point, we still have disagreement on many priorities, and Democrats are awaiting language from the administration on several provisions as the negotiations on the overall funding amount continue. So at this point, we've definitely seen good faith, at least from the White House, in terms of trying to come up to, the House of Representatives, the Democrats' lowest offer in terms of the stimulus package total dollar amount. Now, in spite of the fact that this is the highest stimulus package that we have seen from the White House, and in spite of the fact that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi rejected this offer, this is not at all the end of the road. In fact, we actually heard from White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow. He actually said that Mnuchin says that the president may actually go above $2.2 trillion in a stimulus offer, and I'm going to share those details with you guys. But before we get into that, I wanted to quickly share this poll with you guys, these poll results. It said that 74% of voters want the Senate to take on the virus relief before the Supreme Court of the United States nominee is elected. And the reason why I wanted to share these results with you guys is that it signifies the exact importance of getting this next stimulus package passed. This is literally representing Republicans and Democrats as a whole in terms of, how important it is for them as in terms of the voters for President Trump to make something happen. And it seems more and more likely that if a stimulus check, a stimulus package is not passed prior to the election, that it doesn't look like President Trump's chances of being reelected are very strong. In fact, according to this poll, it says that 88% of Democrats, 77% of independents, and 55% of Republicans were in favor of the Senate passing another stimulus package first. And this poll was taken from September 30th to October 1st. So President Trump was on Rush Limbaugh on Friday. And on Friday, these are the comments that President Trump said with regard to the next stimulus package and stimulus checks.
I would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or the Republicans are offering.
Now, this came directly from President Trump on Friday. Now, here's what's odd, right? So you had the House of Representatives, they're looking at $2.2 trillion on their, basically, as far as we've heard, last from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, this is her bottom dollar. This is her best and final so far, at least, that we've heard from Nancy Pelosi. And now President Trump is actually saying, as of Friday, that he actually wants a stimulus package that is bigger than what the Democrats want. So that's effectively saying that he wants something that's bigger than $2.2 trillion. And in fact, we've also heard from President Trump today. He was actually being interviewed by Maria Bartiromo, and here's actually what he had to say about stimulus checks or stimulus packages with Maria as of this morning.
But New York obviously has been in bad shape. A lot of restaurants are going to go under. The economy there is struggling, and that's one of the issues in terms of this stimulus. Where are we on the stimulus talks? Will you give money to places like New York? Will the government give money to places like New York? Will you agree to that?
Well, Republicans want to do it. We're having a hard time with Nancy Pelosi. She thinks she can influence the election. And I think they're hurting themselves by not doing it. But the Republicans want to do it. We want to do stimulus. We want to help the airlines again, because the airlines are always a tough business. We want to help the restaurants, hotels. We want to help businesses that really it's not their fault. It's China's fault. And we want to help them, Maria. And frankly, we're ready to go. We're all ready to go. We can't get Nancy Pelosi to sign the document.
So, of course, that was President Trump. He was interviewed by Maria Bartiromo this morning, and that was his response on stimulus packages and, what he would be willing to do. Now, he did point the finger at Nancy Pelosi. Of course, Nancy Pelosi is pointing the finger at the Republicans. But I got a question for you guys. What do you guys think about this? Is it the Democrats' fault that there is no stimulus packages approved at this point because they're unwilling to come down on their stimulus proposal, on their stimulus package total dollar amount? Or is it the Republicans' fault for not being as willing to come up to the Democrats' $2.2 trillion stimulus package amount? I'd love to hear from you guys. Where do you guys think the bottleneck is at this point? Is it more like the Republicans, or is it the Democrats? I'd love to know from you guys. But anyway, guys, that's all for this stimulus check update and stimulus package update. If you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments down below. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you haven't already heard about my financial freedom program, I'm going to share that announcement with you guys right now. What's up, YouTube fam? I have a really exciting announcement for you guys. So it's been nearly a year in the making, but the Financial Freedom Masterclass is finally available. So if you guys have any interest in understanding the real effective tactics to take a low credit score and turn it into a winning credit score with my guidance, I'm going to show you guys exactly how inside of this program, step by step, literally from A to Z on exactly what to do in order to immediately start improving your credit in an automated fashion. So that's the coolest part about my teachings on building credit. I don't teach people in theory just like the rest of the industry. I actually give you step-by-step guidance on how to automatically build your credit without even thinking about it. That way you guys don't have to sacrifice changing your lifestyle. I think that's the main thing that separates my program from the rest that are out there on the market. On top of building your credit, I'm going to prove to you and show you step by step exactly how to leverage yourself inside of the stock market in a responsible way if you're interested in generating wealth and increasing your net worth responsibly over the long run, year over year. And hey, this program has nothing to do with day trading or getting rich quick, okay? Because there's a lot of risk in day trading, and I don't personally believe in that model. I believe in a low risk approach on actually getting involved in the stock market so that way you can actually reap the rewards of compound interest. And if you guys know anything about compound interest, Albert Einstein literally calls it the eighth wonder of the world. In his own words, he says that the person who understands compound interest earns it, and the person who doesn't understand compound interest pays it. So I want you guys to be the earners, and that's exactly why I've made an entire section of this program dedicated to revealing all of my secrets and my tactics on how to actually invest in the stock market with a low risk approach in the right way. So again, everybody teaches in theory, but I'm trying to separate my program by actually sharing my screen and guiding you guys A to Z on exactly what platforms I recommend, exactly what buttons to click on, and exactly the kinds of investment instruments that actually work in today's market. So nothing about what I teach is in theory. I'm actually going to show you and share my screen and do it with you. So I'm super excited about the investing portion of my program, and that's not all, you guys. I'm also going to show you exactly how to master money management and how you guys can take control of your finances and know exactly where every single dollar is going within your own financial life. Okay, so let's get to the point, right? I've made a really awesome financial film for you guys. It's like a movie. And if you guys are interested in watching this 40-minute movie, it's going to add so much value into your life. If you guys have any interest at all in personal finance or building your credit score, so I'm going to pin a comment down below this video, and I'm going to add the link to the movie to this video description so that you guys can immediately watch this amazing 40-minute movie where I'm going to literally share with you guys the 3 most important secrets that have literally taken me from being $30,000 in debt to $1 million in net worth while achieving an 850 credit score. So you guys can literally rip off these 3 secrets, learn from them, and immediately implement them into your life totally for free. And there are no registration fees or anything like that. So you guys can just watch the 40-minute film. That's going to really add value into your life. And if you're interested in pre-ordering at the end of the film, then I would be happy to earn your business and add true value into your life. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy the movie. It took me literally nearly a year just to get all of this done, and I just finally got the course done, and it's currently being edited as we speak, which is why it's available for pre-order. So without further ado, go ahead and click the link inside the pinned comment or in the video description and enjoy the financial freedom film. Thank you so much, guys, for hearing me out, and I hope to see you guys inside of my financial freedom program. Take care, guys.